Good evening on this Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2020. It's 11:32 p.m. and welcome to Aisha's Journey's journal entry. And of course, I gotta get comfortable first. I got a letter today from the Social Security Disability Office, and they scheduled the doctor's appointment so they could review. So I have to go to their prescribed doctor so they can take the x-rays. And what they're going to do is determine if I qualify or not. And then on top of that, I think I'm down to my last $1,000. And I think my unemployment just ran out, like literally today. Because if the new stimulus bill isn't passed, I have no more unemployment. And I'm on my last $1,000, and I have no income coming in. And if I get denied unemployment, or not unemployment, but if I get denied disability, then what? I don't think that's going to happen. It's physically too painful now. I was ignoring it before. I was just so concentrated on work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's work. You got your themes going. You bounce around. You got your little freedom. You pretty much you put things on your back like an ox. And you pull it down, up and down the street, up and down the street. You're on and off this highway. You're just pulling people with you. You're pulling ideas. You're just making everything happen in little small ways that make the bigger picture, possible. And then it's so easy to just act like you're not in pain and go back to doing it. And the problem with that is that's what I've been doing for the longest time. It was a lot easier for me to do that. It's not just me trying to be lazy or trying to dismiss what's going on. The actual physical gear has all but disappeared from beneath me. You know what I mean? Like, if the public wasn't so affected by COVID, I think I could have tried to just blend back into the fold of things, like into the thickets of it, and just kept mushing along on like that last leg till something just snaps. I think I've been doing that for the past 4 years. I've been kind of pushing it really hard, harder than I normally do. And it's just like, I don't want to say it was something just stepped in and said, if we don't pull this plug out from way back here, she's not going to know that she's way on the other end under way too much pressure. And I think that's what kind of happened. So a plug got pulled way out of my reach, somewhere I wouldn't even have thought to look. And then all this escapism and all this falling down kept happening. And then it hit me. And then I fell down. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't realize I was that deep in my own body in pain. Like, I've kind of been in gear this whole time. And in this systematic formation where I'm kind of just going with the punches and not giving my body, kind of like I've been really programmed, is what I should say. And now that I can't do that, and the actual system around me is changing my body, it's like, well, while we're here, we got a serious problem going on in your left leg and in your left hip, and we need to get this looked at pronto. So that's where I'm at now. So now I gotta have this looked at again. But aside from that, yesterday I've been embracing this bottom out feeling. Because what it is, it's just the truth. It's just, without the gears around and the highlights that make things look better in certain lights, when I see my life for what it is, I have so much self-loving to do for myself. I have so much of it to do. And I started it yesterday. And I was sitting in the house, and I'm currently on my period, and it's not, this blood dungeon is for the birds, and it's not a good time. But I said, I gotta do something to really get me into this, to really get me right through this. So I was just like, I was talking to my mom earlier today. I said, you know what? She asked me what was my favorite place. Something about your favorite place to hide or something. And it's not a hide. I said, I need free space around me. I was like, if I don't have open space, it's like I can't be myself. And I was like, the only time I'm like that is when I'm in my room. This is the only place where I get to like crack open my head and let my brain sit out in the open. And then I could just feel how I feel. No matter what avenue it's on, I could just feel how I feel. And so I started that process yesterday. I had on these black Spanx. I don't know if they're like Spanx or tights, whatever. I got a gut now. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it, but I have it. It's part of the territory. And I had my tights on pulled up almost to my rib cage. And I just had on a black sports bra. And I was literally walking around the house like that the whole day. And my mom has never seen me in my bra, not willingly. Just my sports bra, my arms out. You can see my midriff. And, I'm just out, butt hanging out, everything. Well, not hanging out, but it's in my tights. But it's just free. It's just bubbling around in there. And I felt so free. Like, not completely, but it was enough where I was like, oh, I feel a little more comfortable in my skin. Because believe it or not, a lot of my stress comes because I'm under clothes that I'm not comfortable in. I'm comfortable in my skin. My skin is fine. It's part of how I'm an artist, so I'm a poet. But when I have to keep covering it up, it gets stifling. Because then I mentally start talking way too much. And I don't exercise it out. And then my skin is like, let me out, let me breathe. And if I keep these clothes on, my skin is just going to suffocate. So yesterday I did that. I think I did it for about 4 or 5 hours. I was just walking around, and it's something that's really daring. You know what I mean? And I see women on TikTok wearing the same. They look like workout clothes. They got on the leggings and then just the sports bra, and that's it. I was like, I don't like this. I could kind of do this a little bit more. I just gotta get comfortable with how fat my gut is looking in the Spanx. But if I can get past that part, I can really be comfortable in these outfits. So I did that yesterday, and it felt so good. And then I also, not now, I won't do it now because I'm on my friend. It would kind of be gross to do so. But I like sleeping if I can't sleep in a nude or in my birthday suit, I'll sleep in like just my underwear or like in my underwear and bra. And when I wake up like that, my skin is just like, it's like I feel like my skin is where I am. I don't feel like it's just me alone. And I think that's also a part of me embracing my sexuality, because my body, my adulthood is reaching out for a connection outside of my house. And I'm reaching for a sensuality, a sexuality, a relationship. And I know I have to start preparing myself for that. So what I'm doing is I'm getting used to sleeping in the nude, in my underwear and bra, because I may be in a position where I may not be sleeping alone for long, like someone else will be sleeping with me. And I want to be comfortable in my skin, because not only I have to be comfortable in that skin, the thought of them in my head cannot conflict at all with how I feel about me. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. I have to love my skin to the fullest. And if I bring them into that headspace, oh my God, we have to be in agreement. I am not going to be in a position where I feel fat around you. Fuck that. Look how fat I am. I want to throw it in his face. He could be like, stop playing. You play too much. I was like, I'd rather you say I play too much than be like, girl, you're beautiful, like every 15 seconds or whatever. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm readying myself for that feeling. So there's a lot of me just feeling myself, stretching my legs, feeling me in the nude, like how my body feels. Like when I wake up and am I screaming like, oh my God, I don't want to wake up in nightmares because I'm not comfortable in my own skin. Lots of air coming in the room, lots of, that tingly feeling on the skin, like with a cool water touches you and it tingles a little bit, little uh, butterflies, whatever. I'm trying to get all them feels in, because the more comfortable I am, the more comfortable he'll be with me, and that just makes it that much more better. Absolutely. So yeah, it started yesterday. My mom kept, she was cool with it, but then she kept telling me to put my robe on because my brother comes in and out the house or whatever. So I'm just like, so I did that, but I got adjusted to it. Like I was in the kitchen and I was sitting down. I don't know what I was doing. I might have been cooking lunch or something, but it felt so good. I was like, in my own apartment, I want to feel this way all the time. I might be a little less stressed though, especially if I'm alone. I wouldn't be surprised if I would just be completely nude at some point. Not completely nude, but at least just in the underwear and bra or something like that. Something where I'm just so in my skin. Because the thing is, all this mental talk I do, this mental talking and talking from my head and all this other stuff, that's my skin talking. That's my skin. And if my skin is under clothes, then my voice is just stuck in my head. But if my skin is allowed to be free in its own environment and breathe, that eases the pressure in my head. And then some of the heat can escape from up there and it comes down into my body and then it goes out of my skin. And I can feel it releasing from those areas. And then I actually end up feeling a whole lot better. I'm coming up on 12 minutes and 40 seconds. So yeah, so I have a little financial troubles, but I've been in financial trouble before. So I might have to get down on my knees and beg my creditors a little bit. I can't afford anything for January. Please help me. Just postpone it for a month, and then when I get my income tax check, I promise I'll pay you back. I went and checked my credit score today. My credit score is on the rocks for real. They are tired of me, and it's not even what they're tired for. They're trying to charge me for I don't know what they charge me for. Something I haven't been paying for 4 months. I don't know what it is. I pay all my credit cards. I pay everything I'm supposed to pay, but something has been derogatory for the past 4 months. And the only thing that's making sense about that is some doctor bills for me. 2018, I went to the emergency, and my insurance paid like 80% of the bill, like 60, no more like 60, 70% of that bill. And then there's like 3 outstanding bills. There's like one for 50, there's one for 150, and then there's one for like 500 or something like that. And they are not letting it go. They were like, derogatory mark on you. They're just throwing it on me. You don't deserve good credit. And just throw my credit in the trash. And I think I'm down in the 600s, like low 600s again. And it's a good thing I don't need my credit right now. Like, I don't need a high score right now. And I just don't have the cash to pay them off so my credit could just get back to where it was. I'm just like, so what? I don't care. I was like, I keep, it's not a bad 615, but it's terrible. It's not like a creditor, if I went and apply for something, they'll look at it and be like, oh, Aisha, you are in serious trouble. And I'll be like, oh,